me put some cherries.
Mic check, mic check. Okay.
You can hear?
Are we good
Okay.
now? We good? We good?
So that whole time, nobody could hear me?
Oh shit. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We good now. All right, man. We back. So we're gonna start the show again. Let me go ahead and start it over, man. This the Therapy You podcast coming at y'all on a lovely Sunday evening. You know what I mean? We got Cherry Kona in the building, straight from Dallas, Texas, man. She coming in here with a lot of flavor. And I'm sitting here with the co-host I love to do the most, man. We got Rose in the building.
Hello, everyone.
And y'all know who I am. So, you know, let's go ahead and start this again. You know, one of the hot topics that's popping on social media lately, man, is been the Roe v. Wade. You know, obviously, the Supreme Court overturned the decision. Women's abortion rights, you know, they are stopping women's right to have an abortion. You know what I mean? And we'll see how that impacts certain states or whatever. But for right now, they overturned it, and we'll see how it plays out. But as women, I want to get y'all input first on what y'all think about it before I give my input.
Yes. So I think it's absolutely crazy. Me and all my homegirls, we always talk about it. Even, you know, the other day, like last night, is just so crazy how far we've come as women. And then to just kind of like, it's almost like taking steps back, you know, for like women's rights. And there's so many different types of situations that kind of go into play behind, you know, even getting abortions. Like, it's not so black and white. So for that to just be...
Well, break it down for me. Why is not black and white from a woman's point of view?
Okay, so it's not black and white. So, you know, there's different... You have whatever type of health condition maybe that is not healthy to carry, or circumstances like there is like a really extreme, like harmful, maybe like rape, or like, you know, like really just intense, you know, other reasons. Maybe if you can't even carry, if your body can't, you know, or if you miscarry and then you have to like get, it's just so many different types of situations that go behind getting an abortion, for that to just be like completely like ripped away to where you just have like what's your, you know what I mean? And then it's just like, you're right. It's like you can't even make that decision for yourself.
Now, do you think that abortion should be like a case by case basis for women? Like, for instance, because you used the R word, I think if a woman has been assaulted by a man and end up being pregnant, I think she should be able to get rid of. I mean, who would want to bring a child in the world under those conditions? So with something extreme like that, I'd be like, whoa, come on, man. You think she ever going to love this baby the way it was conceived? And we're not going to act like women don't get assaulted and things of that nature. I actually know people personally that had kids like that. And it's sad because I can tell they don't even have love for that baby, man. But now, do you think, Cherry, that it should be a case-by-case basis, or do you think women should just have complete autonomy over their own body to do whatever they want?
Absolutely. Like, I mean, I just list so many different reasons, so I feel like it's our choice. It's our body. You know what I mean? Like, we should be able to do what we want with our body. Like, who is to say like what we can and cannot do?
Well, let me chime in, because I'm a chimey.
Chime in. Cheep, cheep.
Boop. So it's like this though. Okay, what if me and you was in a relationship, like hypothetically, or you in a relationship with whoever, and you end up getting pregnant, right?
Hell no.
And the man wants to have the child, and you like, nah, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of it. How is that fair for a man in a situation? What if the man come to you like, look, you don't even have to take care of the baby. You can give the baby to me, but I want to keep this baby into the world because I don't believe in that. What if it's a situation like that? Do you think it's fair for men that you know can get caught up in the crossfire, or what?
I mean, I feel like that's a whole different thing, because it's not like a right being taken away or anything. Like, that would be between, if you were my man and we had, you know, a little baby bun cooking in the oven, I feel like we would just have to we would have to go have ourselves a little conversation if figure that out. And I don't, like that's a whole different
Well,
type of.
Go ahead.
What do you think? Because I feel like that's like
believe,
different.
Like the only man that has a say is a husband.
Can you say that again? Hold on.
I
What?
think the only man that has a say on what that woman should do is a husband.
So let's jump into that real quick, y'all. Matter of fact, shout out to everybody that just joined us. It's the Nerve of You podcast coming at y'all on a lovely Sunday evening. We sitting up here talking about Roe v. Wade. Y'all know the Supreme Court decision got overturned. We're going to chop it up about a few more things. I got the lovely co-host that love to do the most. We got Rose. And then we got a special guest in the building, yo. We got Cherry in the building, straight from Dallas, Texas.
Cherry on top.
Do the deep sound. Boogie.
Hey,
Hey.
yep. Don't
But
get me
anyway.
started. Don't get me started. Because, in Dallas, we like to get lit. So don't start nothing you can't finish, okay?
Hands on your knees, man. Yo, I used to, hang out in Dallas, man. Shout out to Garland, Texas. But anyway, so my thing is this, because you brought up something about only husbands can have rights and say so over a woman can do with the child in her body. Now, let's move on. Look, here's my thing. Because, and I don't want to get too technical, but when we look at things, we got to look at things in totality, not just, through a very small lens. You see what I'm saying? We can't look at it through a keyhole. We got to open up the door and see, is this really going to affect anything? Because if we're talking about women having the right to have abortions, but nobody's talking about contraceptives, nobody's talking about safe sex, nobody's talking about reliable, safe birth control use. You see what I'm saying? All of these things that nobody's really talking about marriage.
Right.
So at the end of the day, if that part of the game is not going to change, being responsible as men and women and things of that nature, then for me, I don't give a damn about Roe v. Wade because nothing is going to change. And it wouldn't be no Roe v. Wade, actually. It really wouldn't be a big thing if people was responsible sexually. Right. So I would be remiss not to bring that up because it's like, yo, because I know niggas don't like condoms. I'm just going to be 100. Like, because I really know these niggas like the back of my hand. Niggas don't like using rubbers and shit.
Why I don't like wrapping it up.
And that's a conversation we can have. And a lot of these dudes is capping. I'm going to be 100. A lot of these dudes are out here paying for abortions and then screaming, you know what I mean? That's why y'all got y'all rights taken away. I'm like, man, y'all stay in the drive-thru getting an abortion. We're paying for it. But my thing is this, there is some validity in the conversation. Like, look, dog, let's get into some contraceptive use. But nobody... And I've been monitoring this. Nobody really wants to have that conversation about rubbers, about being responsible, about being conservative, about marriage. It's this big outroar from women, a lot of young feminists, you know what I mean, from women that's like, look, I need to do what I want with my body. But at the end of the day, is every decision you make with your body a good decision? You see what I'm saying? Sometimes people need to be protected from themselves. This is why in society you got a thing called culture. You got laws. You know how society just moves, just the temperature of a community. You see what I'm saying? You need some kind of structure for people to protect themselves from themselves. Right. That's where I'm coming from on the situation. So for me, I don't give a damn about the decision, whether they overturned it, whether women can do it. I don't give a damn because we're not talking about the full picture. It's a bigger picture that needs to be shaped. Okay, women can't have abortions. So now what's next? And when I was doing my research and reading on things, it's really not a what's next. You see what I'm saying? So we get this knee-jerk reaction from society, which I think is done on purpose, from women, from different communities within our society that support these type of things. And I'm like, whoa, I took a step back. Like, you know what? See, Boogie I don't really give a damn because we got to look at this thing in totality and not just act off emotions. And I know a lot of y'all women, y'all feel some type of way because it is y'all body. But at the end of the day, every decision y'all make with y'all body is not good.
Right. I
They be kind of looking at me kind of funny.
Oh no, I'm.
Okay.
I have RBF or something. Like I'm looking however I look, but I'm just listening.
No, because you had the tight lips. I thought you had a problem with something I said. I was like, we can have the dialogue. Like we can go. Because soon as I said the women ain't responsible with their bodies, your lip got tight right here.
Oh my gosh.
You was like, oh, you know what I'm saying?
Whenever I'm focused, my face just does whatever it does.
Oh, my bad. My bad. I was just making sure, we on the same page because you look like you wanted to jump over.
Everyone always misinterprets my faces. It's my words, not my face.
No. We Gucci. Hold on. I got a super chat. Okay. Shout out to Tina Love with that $5. She said abortion needs to be banned except for the R word and health emergencies. And shout out to Wayne Brown with that 50 piece. He said this is already a nuke bomb to talk about. Wayne Brown, appreciate the love, homie.
Okay, Wayne. Okay.
All right, my bad. Go ahead.
So what I was gonna say was, I think the A word is a extreme.
You can
case.
say abortion,
okay.
but I don't want to say the other word.
Okay.
I apologize for saying the other word.
It's all good.
I didn't know all the rules.
Okay. So I think abortion is an extreme case, and you're right. I do think women, the state needs to protect us from ourselves because we are going too far with the abortion. That is an extreme case, and a lot of times women are being irresponsible, and I do think that it's a good thing that they're eradicating the abortion because it will promote marriage. It will make women think twice about.
You sure about that?
You know what? There's a lot of irresponsible women, so I think that it may take a kid or two in order for them to learn their lesson.
Typically, that's how it works, right?
Yeah,
I mean, if we're going to keep it a buck.
Yeah, it will take a kid or two kids in order for them to learn their lesson about having discipline for themselves and for the men that's in their lives. And I know it's a hard thing for a woman to do because we want to submit to a man. And when he says, I don't want to use a condom, I want, you.
Yeah, y'all just can't control yourself either.
It's a natural thing. It's a natural thing for a woman to want to submit to her man.
You're so crazy.
And that's a fault for us. It's a fault for us because we're supposed to be submitting to our husbands, not a regular boyfriend. So that's a problem within ourselves that we need to fix.
I appreciate that $10. Tina Love with one more time. She said, we don't need abortions when we have over 20 forms of birth control. We are all sexual creatures, but let's just be responsible. And that's pretty much my position on it. You see what I'm saying? I'm pretty much like, look, in order for Roe v. Wade to even make any sense to me, you got to have a whole societal change. Like, a lot of things got to change. You know what I mean? And for me, all it's going to do is bring a lot more bastard babies into the world. Pardon my French. It's going to bring a lot of kids in this world that ain't going to be taken care of. We already got that problem now. So it's like you have to change it. To me, it needs to be a top-down approach. That's kind of how I look at it. Starting with your leadership in society and having a top-down approach on how you want to run your communities. But we live in a society that's not, traditional for the most part. We don't live in the 1950s and the 1960s. We live in a situation where women are highly mobile, upper mobile. Women are getting money, they're getting the bag. We live in a situation where you got communities and communities. You got the LGBT community, you got the LGBTQ community, you got this, you got that. I don't even know all the letters. So we don't live in one kind of society no more. So for me, changing Roe v. Wade is just one step. But what you gonna do about the rest of the stuff? We don't live in that kind of society where a community is made up of man, woman, child. You got schools, church, police officer in the neighborhood, firefighter. Everything is just cute, right? Mm-hmm. No, that's over with. Your neighborhood consists of now woman, her kids, man, his girlfriend, her kids, a man, his side piece, her side piece.
It's not like,
you know
what I mean?
It's
not,
Yeah, it's not a village. It's not
the
a
unity
to raise a child. It's a baby mother, a single mother to raise a child now. It's not a village to raise a child anymore. But I wanted to add that you know, since the leaders are the men, right?
Okay.
Since the leaders are the men, why don't us women form together, make a pact, and say, if these men don't want to use condoms, number one, be in a committed relationship with us, and number two, pay for our monthly birth control. Why can't we demand these things from our men?
Y'all can't even get a drink out of a lot of these niggas from the bar. Let's keep it real. A lot of y'all women can't even get a real commitment from the dude that y'all want. A lot of y'all women, honestly,
That's true.
if y'all try hard enough, y'all can't even get half your rent paid by half these knuckleheads. So what how we going to get to those extremes where a nigga setting up an allotment to pay for your birth control and things of that nature? You know what I mean? A lot of y'all women can't even get a serious date. Some of y'all women be going to dates to Jungle Juice and goddamn Popeyes and shit like that. Like some of y'all be getting little Domino pizza wings, you know, the little wingettes.
First of all, ladies, I hope you're not accepting Domino pizza wings and Popeyes from as a date. That's first and foremost. I feel like, honestly, well, me personally, you know, Cherry Kona over here at the Cherry Tree.
Not the cherry tree.
Over here at the Cherry Tree, I don't know. I just feel like the stakes are just so much more higher. Like, I feel like for me, it takes a lot. Like, I'm good. I got myself. You know, I do my own everything. So I feel like I'm more of like, okay, like, how can you impress me? So I'm not impressed by like the bare minimum. That doesn't work over here.
I mean, whoa. Let's stop right here. Cause you know, I gotta park this car. So you saying, you know, cause you got a little smugness with it. Like, I ain't gonna impress me. I ain't gonna impress. I mean, like, what would impress
Humbly.
you?
What would impress me?
Hashtag respectfully.
Respectfully, yeah. Hashtag respectfully.
Respectfully, you dig. So what would ultimately impress you? You know what I mean? Because you just named a lot of things that won't impress you and everything you got. What would impress you with a man? I mean, honestly.
Okay, so what would impress me from a man, I feel like is very important, is respect, how they speak to me, you know, how they treat me. You can always, I feel really, you know, secure when I'm around a man that takes a lot of initiative, maybe, you know.
Okay.
I feel like you can definitely tell how a man values you based off of not what he's saying to you from his mouth, but how he's treating you, how he's talking to you and, you know, making you feel and like reassuring you and like all of those things. So even aside from accepting a pizza wing date or whatever you're talking about, the Domino's wings, aside from accepting all that, it's like, and Jungle Juice. I don't think I've ever even heard of that. I don't know if that's a West Texas. I don't know what.
Jumbo juice.
Oh, Jamba Juice.
Oh, my bad. I said Jungle. My bad.
I was like, is that a West Texas thing? I ain't never heard that. Oh.
My bad.
Jamba Juice. Anyways, that's what would impress me. Like, I'm not, you know, I could get my own whatever, but just that basic foundation of treating me right. Because nowadays, I don't know what's going on with some like y'all out here, but what I just said, I think is very simple. It's a very simple concept. It's free to even treat a woman right and speak to her well, but that's not really happening a lot of times.
Hold on. Let me chime in.
Like somebody so
Let me chime in because a lot of y'all women don't require. You said respect, talking to you nice, taking initiative, taking charge. A lot of y'all women don't require, and you got to understand. You know, I'm not saying it's right or it's wrong, but who's going to put in the extra work at their job when the boss lets you leave early? If I can get off at 3 o'clock and I'm supposed to leave at 5:30, but my boss like, whatever,
right.
I'm out the door at 3 and I'm kicking it. You dig?
Yeah.
So
you get a raise.
So you got to understand. So you got to understand if a lot of, I just had this conversation like a few weeks back with some women, and the women said the same thing. These were like older women.
Rose mic is off.
Well, like it might be on. Like we'll.
Do you want to share mine?
Yeah, I'll share yours.
Yeah.
Well, hold on, because it still might be on. Do a mic check real quick.
Hey, pass me my phone.
No. Just do a mic check.
Mic check. Yeah. Mic check.
Anyway, so like I was saying, a lot of y'all women don't require certain things from men. At the end of the day, y'all just don't. You know what I mean? So y'all got to keep it real with yourselves. I had some older women really break this down to me like, man, you know, like this younger generation of girls, you know, y'all sit there at the bar with a dude for an hour and he done order 3 drinks and y'all gonna let this dude talk to you and he ain't offer you not even a glass of water. Like he ain't even offer you a cup of ice, but this is what y'all allow. So for me, it's really hard for me to feel sorry for a lot of women because it's like y'all damn near incentivize these behaviors from men. So I'm like, damn, what can I say? I can sit here and talk about etiquette all day long. Like, look, man, you know, keep it P. You know what I'm saying? I be telling dudes keep it P, keep it player. But at the end of the day, if y'all women, if y'all want to be down here swimming with the fishes and eating with the roaches, and you don't want no filet mignon, you dig?
We want that filet mignon.
I mean, like, y'all want it, but y'all don't want it. Because y'all ain't got no etiquette. If y'all going to keep allowing dudes to do what they want, then I ain't got no rap for it. So y'all got to keep it real with yourself. And look, you guilty even if you let one man get away with it.
You right.
Y'all guilty.
You was not lying.
You know what I mean? If you let one man get away with sitting up at the bar, he in your face with stink breath, beard ain't even lined up, and his lips is ashy. You sitting at the bar with him, he ain't offer you a cup of ice. He ain't offer you a drink to quench your thirst, not even a water, not a club soda or nothing, and you set up in that man's face. You wrong, goddammit. And I'ma keep it a buck. And y'all allow these niggas to get out here and not keep it P. But y'all want to complain of women's rights. Treat me like a queen. A queen? Sit your black ass down. My bad. I'm getting a little carried away. But this be the type of shit I be talking about. Because as men, I be like, yo, dog, keep it P. Keep it player with the women. Have some etiquette. Be a gentleman. I was brought up around players. Like, you don't sit up in a woman's face at the bar and don't buy her no drink, man. Like, we wasn't raised like that. But y'all women, man, y'all be doing the most out here, and y'all be letting these lames think they peas.
Right. Lack of self-esteem,
First of all,
self-respect, all of those things is the cause of that.
Indeed.
Cherry Tree, y'all better not be doing that.
Thanks for that super chat, George
Ladies up in the
Smith.
Cherry Tree, y'all better not be doing that.
Appreciate that. 999. He said, Boogie, make sure you bring up the fact that men do notice that the men who disrespect the women get the most reward. These women reward street guys and Pookie with kids, then look for Russell Wilson. That's a snapple for a lot of women. That's a snapple top fact. You know what I mean? For a lot of women, you know, a lot of y'all don't want a certain type of dude, like maybe like a studious brother or something, until y'all been dragged through the mud by a piece of crap. You see what I'm saying? And it just is what it is. So a lot of dudes feel some type of way, like yo, how you gonna ask me to buy you a Crown and Coke or Grand Marnier at the bar, but you was letting Lil Ricky with the gold tooth, you know what I mean, have his way with you for months at a time, make you Uber home on your own dime, make you stop on the way to the house to get him some Chipotle, you dig? And a damn, you know, Red Bull or some crap like that. You done stop the Uber to grab him some food, but you get around me and you make me do all. A lot of dudes ain't going for that no more.
And you want to turn down his Netflix and chill request.
You see what I'm saying? So like
the nice one.
A lot of dudes is just like, you know what? I'm done. I'm gonna treat y'all just like Ricky with the gold tooth treated you. And I'm not saying that is right or wrong. I'm just saying that I understand. You see what I'm saying? I like to understand both sides, because that's just how you need to go through life. You need to go through life with a more of an understanding than a judgment.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I just understand both sides of it. I'm like, shit, well, y'all women allowing these dudes to do it. And I'm like, the men gonna do it because y'all allow them to do it. So it just is what it is. Ain't nothing gonna change if what look. Let me tell y'all something real quick, man. Let me keep it a buck. When I was in the military, I had some units that was pieces of crap units. I used to hate going to work, man. Like, it was like every morning I would sit on my edge of my bed. No cap. One unit I was in, I would sit on the edge of my bed for 15 minutes and just listen to my alarm. Because I had to really get into a mindset. And then I would jump up, take a shower, and go to work. And then I had some units, I couldn't wait to go to work. I had my uniform pressed at nighttime, my boots clean. For real talk. And some units bring the best out you because they raise your standard. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because they had expectations on us as soldiers. So I realized I was growing, I was blossoming as a human being and as a soldier, but that's what happens in a good unit. But when you go to a bad unit with no expectations, they don't care about how anything move. You know what I'm saying? They just want you to halfway come to work, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm trying to draw a parallel to women and y'all having expectations. When you raise the expectations, people have no choice but to abide by it, whether they like it or not. See, it is what it is. You got to respect what you got to respect. But if a woman disrespect herself even one time and a man just catch it out the side, he like, oh, I got her. You know what I'm saying? Got her. Because a man is watching the whole time of how you move. Like, oh, snap, when she went to the bathroom, I ain't really see her wash her hands. She grimy. You know what I'm saying? He like, boom, I got, like, you know, just like women see everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, dudes be watching. So if we catch y'all slipping, a nigga gonna be like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Got one, you know what I mean? I caught her doing something sneaky. So you got to raise your expectations for yourself first, and you got to raise your expectations for everybody around you. And I think if a lot of women just had that mindset alone, a lot of women would have, you know, less issues with dudes and shit that y'all be complaining about. That's just my personal opinion.
Can I chime in real quick?
Sure.
Are we still? Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say real quick, I actually, the things I have experienced out here. It's crazy, right? So I feel like we do not have the time. I feel like we're going to have to sit down here for maybe probably 3 days, and I'm going to have to tell y'all a whole bunch of stories. And you guys going to have to, I could write a book and we could just make a movie maybe. But I feel like going through some crazy things, it's always, okay, so I had this moment where I had to really self-reflect on the situation I was going through myself. And once I was like, girl, first of all, never again, this is who you are. And this is how people are going to treat you. And once I, kind of had that click, that light bulb moment, I never accepted anything less than what I felt like I deserved from a man or in general. And I feel like since then, like you were saying, once you have your boundaries that you set, whoever, if they're trying to get up here, they gonna meet you, they gonna come up here and handle that. So I definitely think that ladies, we need to have that. If we haven't already, we're gonna need to have that self-reflection moment, remember who the F we are, set our standards, our boundaries and all that, and you don't accept nothing, accept how you deserve to be treated. Don't ever let Ricky from down the street or whatever try to sit in your face and drink while you over there thirsty. You only got you ain't got no drinks, you ain't got no ice, nothing. Don't do that. Don't ever do that.
Don't let your don't be a slave to your desires. Because when you like someone, you tend to do the most and accept less. And boundaries are there to protect you and to basically regulate your standards. So
yeah.
I agree. Nah, I can dig it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? But I just wanted to say that. Thanks for that $2 super chat, Tina Love. I just wanted to say that because, we just got to be real. People going to do what you allow them to do. Yep. And that go for women and men. It's not just one gender. It just is what it is, man. And, so a lot of women just got to take a look at that, A lot of women wonder why they got bad luck or they keep running into this dude or that dude or whatever. It's a lot more that go into it, but, just at its foundation, people can only do what you allow them to do. If you let somebody bully you every day, if you don't punch them in the face for the rest of that school year, they gonna keep trying to bully you. You know what I mean? Until you stand up for yourself. So, you know, a person got to look themselves in the mirror, man. If you keep having certain issues in life, right? You know what I mean? You kind of got to look at the energy you putting out there and you know, just be honest on why you allowing people to disrespect you, harm you, abuse you, mess with your self-esteem, all of this type of stuff, man. I understand it's a crazy, dirty, grimy world out here, but look, man, we got to keep it a rack. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody really gonna look. You'll have less interaction with grimy people when you raise your standard about yourself, and because people can see it. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? People can truly see it. So for me, you know, that's what I gotta say about that. But let's kind of drive this conversation a little bit forward. You know, now, like I was saying earlier about the Roe v. Wade situation. You know, why do y'all think that it's a big outrage on the actual decision and women just reacting because they're like, oh, it's my body, my choice, I should be able to do what I want to do? All right, fair enough. But don't y'all think right after that the conversation should come on how to prevent pregnancy? Or do you think that's a thing of the past? Because my thing is like, if we gonna keep it a whole brick, if we gonna keep it tall, niggas don't really like using condoms for real. I want to say, like, half these dudes in the chat, they ain't use a condom since high school.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And men like to make you feel bad for having unprotected sex with your ex, and then they feel like, oh, they should get the same quote unquote respect that you gave your ex. Oh, I want to do it too. Or, you know, and it's a slippery slope.
Is that like a personal testimony or something?
No, it's
kind of came out the blue with that one.
it's a slippery slope because this is what women are going through, because we are not.
So you speak for all women or you speak for you?
This is what women like me are going through.
Okay, just making sure we.
Okay, right? Can you say that
No,
you've
yeah.
been in a
No,
situation
we took a left
like
turn
that?
somewhere.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you rock. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Men will try to make you feel bad if you are in a relationship and they let them find out you did it unprotected with your ex. They're gonna want that too.
But what does that have
That
to
has
do?
to. That has to.
What
do
that got to
with-
do with you making him put one on or not making him put one on?
That has to.
No,
do with,
no accountability.
That has to do with the. That has to do with the shaming. That has to
No
do
accountability,
with,
man.
That has to do with the shaming language. That has to do with making him
So you-
manipulating. He's trying to manipulate you for him to get the same perks.
So you saying that a man can shame? Hold on, a man can literally shame you.
Yeah.
Oh, the camera's off.
Hell no.
Hold on, let me see something.
Not again.
Not again.
Okay, good.
We coming back. We coming back. Don't worry.
Okay, Boogie the engineer,
Ooh.
producer.
Ooh. Okay. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Ingenuity, man.
Oh, it just Oh, yeah. It's still on.
Is it on?
How are you able to
Turn off.
see
Let
the
me turn
comments?
on the-
It's
Okay,
on.
perfect.
We good. So
Good.
anyway,
Yeah, it's.
hold on. Let me
Oh,
go
zoom, you're gonna zoom it in.
No, y'all go ahead and finish.
How do I look at
Oh.
the comments?
So tell me a situation in which your boyfriend, right, your current boyfriend said, "Hey, I want to be able to do it unprotected with you because you did it unprotected with an ex. Even if you were trying to be a changed woman and you're trying to do the right thing, he would use your past against you to feel like he's respected more in the relationship. He's gonna want the perks." Have you ever been in a situation like that? And I think a lot of women
Similar.
have.
I mean, somewhat similar. And I feel like, I always like to look at a new or like each situation as like a whole different situation. So I don't really like to be like, oh, because I did this, I'm just like, it's all like a whole new vibe, So I don't know. I'd like to like step my foot down. Like, if whatever I want to do, that's what we're doing. I don't care what you think, what you say, but this is how it's gonna roll.
See, that's
a relationship is compromising.
It is.
But hold on. Time out. Let me chime in for a second.
Jordan said, can we talk about that? What Jordan said?
Give me a second.
Because I like what Jordan said.
Well, you gotta give me a second. I don't even know what Jordan said. Give me a second.
How
so,
are you able to see the comments on there?
if somebody can shame you into having unprotected sex, that truly lets me know as a woman where your mind is at, because whether you had unprotected sex with the last dude or not, just like y'all say as far as the abortion thing, my body, my choice, a man, whatever comes out his mouth shouldn't determine if you're going to make him strap up or not. So y'all women are just as bad as us niggas as far as using rubbish. You know what I mean? I can't let y'all off the hook, because if all I got to do is shame you and look at you like this, and then, you know what I'm saying, I can take my condom and throw it out the window like, yes, you know what I mean? I can feel this or whatever. At the end of the day, that's you got to protect yourself. You see what I'm saying? So if I'm going to hold the men accountable, I got to hold the women accountable. Like, yo, what y'all doing? A man can shame y'all into giving up your body unprotected? Are you serious? This is where we at as a society?
Where we are in a society is men, the leaders, saying that if I don't get what I want, marriage is out the window. That is what women are basically striving for, is the commitment. And if men are saying, you have to have sex with me, you have to have sex with me unprotected, you have to have sex with me and what I want to do.
Hold on, Tom. I never told the hold on. I ain't gonna speak for all men. I wouldn't dare speak for these niggas. I'ma speak for BaltimoreBoogie. I ain't never tell a woman that if I don't sleep with you without a condom. I mean, what type of dude would even ask a woman, did you and your ex have sex unprotected? Hold on, I'm talking right now. Do you and your ex have sex unprotected? That's a very intrusive question, and that question is just out of line. You see what I'm saying? Now, if it come up over time, then yeah, but, you know, like, how do you even squeeze that question in? So hold on. What I'm saying is, at the end of the day, you know, I can take a guess. I can guesstimate on how you move if that dude was hitting it raw. If y'all was together more than 6 months, he was hitting it raw. But I'm not even. I'm already hip. I speak the lingo. I ain't even gotta ask that question. I know he was hitting it raw, but that's not going to determine if I come to you and be like, yo, since, you know what I mean, you let little Timmy bone, you let him bone raw, you gotta let me bone raw. I wouldn't even come at a woman like that. That's sucker shit. That ain't keeping it P.
That ain't keeping it P.
That ain't keeping it P. And right there alone, the dude should be disqualified from getting the ton from the woman, because he ain't keep it P.
Now,
nigga.
When I said what I said, I'm not saying a man is demanding, I want you to do. It doesn't come out like that. Like you said, it comes out over time. It comes out after half of a year of being with someone, or less than that. Or I'm talking about committed relationships where people are discussing things like that, and things are getting revealed about what you did, what you accepted in your past, and they're wanting that same thing plus more in the current relationship, and that's what's going on.
Okay, I want to kind of change the subject. Like, I think we exhausted that one. I understand, you know what I'm saying? Let me go back to the super chat. From Jordan Smith, he said she actually speaking facts. If Shorty was giving her ex guap, if Shorty was giving her ex guap 3,000, I better get guap 8,000 or I'm leaving. I shouldn't have to work harder than the last man or not get better service than Jordan Smith. Thanks for that $10 one more time. He said, so for example, Biggie, before I go on a date, I'll sneakily ask her if she ever had a one night stand. Then on the first date, if I don't bust her down, or at least
you know what,
the second date, I'll block her and never went raw though ever.
Oh my God.
I think I
Who
understood
said that?
So shout out to Jordan for his honesty. I mean, you know what I mean? He kept it tall.
He kept
Nah,
it. He
I mean, he kept it tall.
He kept it 100.
And thank you, Jordan.
I respect that.
For being honest and truthful, because that's what's really going on the concrete. Yes, there are women being very irresponsible, having one night stands and sleeping with men without a commitment. But there are a lot of women having kids because they were in a commitment and they thought it was more than what it was, and they got pregnant and they're by themselves and they're heartbroken. So, and they're moving in with men, not being in a not being in a marriage. That is true. And these are all the things that are helping create single mothers and diseases.
All right, fair enough. I want to push the conversation forward a little bit because, like I said, we kind of exhausted that. You know what I mean? We can disagree to disagree, but at the end of the day, you know, I think that as far as Roe v. Wade, sex education, certain things, I remember as a young man growing up, let me see, make sure you ain't take the mic out. Just I think as a young man growing up, I was literally terrified to have sex with no condom for a long time. You know what I mean? That was like the thing I was scared of because, for one, I wasn't properly educated on sex. Like maybe I should have. Don't get me wrong, in school I took sex education and things, but we ain't get to the nitty gritty. It was basic anatomy. This is a clitoris. This da da da. You know, stuff that I could have figured out on my own. So I'm thinking, you know, as a young man, the moment you put your penis in a woman raw, she gonna get pregnant. Like I was terrified to even go up in a girl raw for the longest time until it was too late. But
Wait, what?
So that's one I wasn't taught, you know, properly. And then growing up where I'm from, STDs was crazy. It was nothing for dudes to get the clap on, claps off, for the gonorrhea or whatever. Even dudes getting stuff worse than that. So, it's just crazy. Like, I know mad dudes in the chat room can relate. Like, you ever like go and piss and there be some lint on your dick, and you be like, I'm gonna kill this bitch, but it just be a little piece of lint. Yo, I be calling, yo, Brazzy, this bitch burned me, dog. It be like, then you get the lint off the dick. Like, dudes be going through shit like that. It happened to me a couple times. Like, yeah, I mean, it's just, you know what I mean? Like, you might got a little lint in your underwear. You pull out the swammy. You're like, yo, I'm gonna kill this bitch.
The untold stories of the player.
Tell us more.
No, I'm dead. That shit happened a couple times, man. Yo, I ain't remember no cap. I'm probably saying too much. I ain't remember no cap. I had these red Fruit of Balloon, brand new fucking underwear that came with like a 5-pack. It came in red, blue, gray, whatever, right? Black. And so, you know, typically, you know, especially as a man, when you buy a new pack of underwear, you want to wash them, you know what I'm saying, before you put them on. But for whatever reason, you know what I mean? Yeah, you want to wash, especially when shit comes with a vacuum pack. You just want to be clean. So, boom. I throw on the red ones one day. So, you know, sometimes new underwear, cotton underwear, it's a lot of loose lint in them, right? So if you working out, if you sweating, it's the hot sun is going to stick to your body. I go to take a piss, brand new red Hanes underwear on, mad lint on the head of my Johnson. I start screaming. I'm thinking about I'm like, I'm going to kill this bitch. Fuck this bitch. I'm going ham. Bitch, I'm going to kill you, bitch. I'm calling my mans. Yo, get the strap.
Round up everybody, get the crew.
Get the strap.
We riding out tonight.
Like, until you finally realize, like, oh shit, that's lit. You just pick it off real quick.
Oh my god.
But no, like, that be real shit, man. Like, Yo, like dudes, man, like we be going through so much emotional turmoil sometimes. That's why as men, like, yo, we got to get our shit together, man.
I never
You know what I'm
I
saying?
never knew
'Cause
it was
niggas,
that real, that serious.
Like, niggas be going to go piss and shit and be like, oh shit, like just the tiny little shit that feel uncomfortable. You like, yo, I'm gonna go get my gun for this bitch, man. This bitch crazy, you done burned me, man.
That's
You know what I
how
mean?
we be feeling when I period a day late.
Ooh.
The dollar store.
Be in
Real
your
talk.
head. You be in your head. Like,
But nah, man, like this shit be real. So anyway, like I say, growing up, I was terrified. You know, up until a certain age where I was knowledgeable, you know, more about sex and shit. But
What age was that?
maybe 11th, 12th grade. No, my 11th grade year, I ain't get no pussy. 12th grade year, I was in the game. Yeah, I was in the game, dog. I ain't gonna lie. But, you know, by the time you in 12th grade, you know, you almost 18. You kind of know, you more hip and you speak the lingo, but again, you know, I guess you're not scared. Not to say that I was doing it like that, but I had a little girlfriend I was seeing. You know, I ain't gonna lie, every time we didn't have contraceptives and things, but it wasn't just I meet a random girl on the street and I was just, no. That didn't come to later. but no, seriously, like, on the real tip though, man, you know, I'm not gonna sit up here and cap like, as a man, every time I couldn't get to a condom, I said no to sex. But the one thing I can say is, for one, I've always used real discretion on how I move. And then for two, I've never made a woman feel guilty about, you know, not making me use a rubber or not. That's not even a real conversation. It's like, typically, like, you kind of know who you're going to have unprotected sex with. Me, that's how I feel about it. It's like, typically, you know, like, all right, you kind of, it's more of a feeling, it's a flow to it. And then for some people, it's no question that condom going on. You see what I'm saying? And if we gonna be honest,
absolutely,
you know what I'm saying? Like, we give people passes. You know what I mean? If women do it, men do it. We all give people passes on the contraceptive lifestyle. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I'm not gonna sit up here and be a hypocrite and act like, you know what I mean, it doesn't happen to the best. Right. I just try to mitigate my losses and shit. But there's been a couple times, you know what I'm saying, that a nigga went to use the bathroom. I had a little lint on my dick, and I spazzed and shit. You like, yo, man, this shit, nigga start sweating and shit. Like, yo, when I see this bitch, I'm gonna hurt this bitch. But thanks for the super chat, Joe and Smith. He said, Boogie.
Boogie rich today.
You ever notice how many women brag about hot girl summers but never mention STD scares not one time? The numbers are high and the conversation is low. No, that's a Snapple top fact, man. Look, obviously, you know, we do live in a society of STDs and shit like that. You know, I actually had an uncle died of AIDS and shit. That's a real slow, ugly, dirty death. And, you know, we seen celebrities die. I mean, you know, we got to keep it real about it. A lot of times when we out here running the streets like knuckleheads, we don't care about the consequences, you dig? But there is consequences. The worst consequence of all is having a child, bringing a child into this world where the mother and father don't even know each other. Do you know how many people, women bring children into this world, don't even know the father? Yeah. Don't even know she know his street name, Ghost. Yo, anybody ever tell you look like the girl from Ghost on Power?
What's her name? Naturi Naughton, I think?
Yeah.
Nobody's ever told me that.
That's cap.
Nobody's ever told me that.
You do look like the girl. Don't she look like the girl from Power? To me. But anyway, but y'all favor. But like the point is, you know what I'm saying?
And you look like Morris Hazelnut.
I mean, you know, I do a little something.
Yo, you look like somebody. I just can't put my finger on it.
I know who it is because I get it all the time.
Who is it?
No, I'm not going to say it because he has some controversy right now too. The dude from Black Ink.
Oh, Caesar, Emmanuel or something like that.
Yeah, he in some hot water right
somebody
now.
Else.
But like, here's the thing. What was I finna say? Oh yeah, A lot of women don't even be knowing dudes' real names sometimes when they get pregnant. They only know his street name. Like, yeah, I got pregnant. I got pregnant by, little nut nut. You know what I mean? And it's like, what? Like, so even when she go and fill out the birth certificate, she don't know his name. And she spent a lifetime trying to track him down for child support and all of that. And it's a big mess. And it's like, yo, man, this is kind of where we at as a society. Like, at least know the dude first name. You know what I mean? She don't even know that. Like, you sleeping with dudes and know they street name.
Damn.
Like, to me, that's some of the most irresponsible. Like, I don't introduce myself to a woman as Boogie. You know what I'm saying? Now, she could call me Boogie, but I would always introduce myself as Rashad. Like, I wouldn't even give a woman, alternate name for myself. It's like, I ain't got that much to hide. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got that much to hide.
Yeah.
But a lot of dudes introduce, hey, how you doing? I'm Ghost. Ghost, nigga. And y'all women go for that.
Yeah.
And that's the crazy part. Niggas be rolling up on y'all with street names.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
You would give him the sex and get the real name later.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what?
Yeah, it's sad.
This dude could have a criminal
That's
record a mile
crazy.
long of scandalous shit.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of women get caught up with married men. They don't even know
Indeed.
the guy is married, and they are sleeping with them because they had sex with him too quick. And that's a problem. Like, if you hold out on the sex just to get to know this guy, especially if he's not offering commitment on the table, then you're going to bypass all of these extra life difficulties and betrayals. Is something that we have to be aware of.
Right? And you were saying, you were like, ladies, you talk about hot girl summer, but let's talk about all the SEs. You can still, have fun and, dating all of that without having sex with every single person that you that you're, mingling with. Like, you don't gotta just be like,
Wow.
it's nothing
really
wrong with it, but
say your mic is really low.
I'm speaking to you.
yeah. But
Just
yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. No shame to the game, no judgment. But I'm just saying, like, you don't have to, just energize a bunny out here.
Yeah, I mean,
You don't have to.
but there are a lot of women that just sleep with men because they're horny, and that's a problem. Like, it's our duty as women to not just sleep with men because they're horny. Like, our risk is way too high, and we need sexual boundaries.
Good luck with that.
Sexual boundaries.
But
Good
you know
luck with
what?
that.
I think it is a good thing that women are going to learn their lesson. It's a bad, okay, you know what? No, it's a bad thing that women are going to have to learn their lesson after a kid. But as long as they learn, I think that's
that's
fine
not,
with me.
That's
I
not
think,
fair to the baby. I mean, it might teach the woman a lesson, but you got to think of how many kids come into the world in these very unfortunate circumstances. And, my thing is at that point is really about the child. It's not about the woman. It's not about the man. Once a child is conceived and ready to come into the world, this is when people typically should be growing up. So, yeah, the woman learned the lesson. The man, I mean, of course, we always learn the lessons, but the most important thing that we always forget about is the child. And even with this Roe v. Wade stuff, I think a lot of these dudes is hypocrites anyway. A lot of these niggas don't care about their own children. A lot of these dudes don't care. They don't care about no unborn child. They just want to shame women. It's like they almost look at it as a victory for men. Like, oh, like we getting what we want. You know what I mean? They turning back the hands of time. Like, nah, this ain't gonna change nothing, dog. Like, y'all dudes ain't gonna start using rubbers. Y'all dudes ain't gonna stop trying to hit it on the first night. Y'all dudes ain't gonna stop being irresponsible. So until that conversation is a reality, like, miss me with this shit, dog. You know what I'm saying? And it just is what it is. I think a lot of that shit is fluff. You know what I'm saying? And I don't do a lot of fluff. You know what I'm saying? It either is or it ain't. So, if you ain't never give a damn about abortion rights and Planned Parenthood and what it does to a community, like, don't start talking that shit now, dog.
right.
So that's my thing. But look, but the responsibility is on the individuals. You know what I'm saying? We all got to stand up and keep it real about how we moving in life. You know what I mean? Look, either you moving right or you moving wrong. I ain't here to judge, but the evidence speaks for itself. You see what I'm saying? And that's just how it is. Everybody got to hold their own out here, man. You got to hold your own weight. So if a woman get pregnant, you can't blame 100% on the man. Man get a woman pregnant, you can't blame 100% on the woman. I get tired of all of that low-level conversation. Nobody just want to keep it real and be like, yo, you know what? We in this situation because we was irresponsible. Now, how can we move forward and do the right thing? You barely hear that shit. It's the blame game. It's the you ain't do this, you ain't do that, you ain't make me do this, I mean, come on, man. That shit get corny. So for me, I don't personally care about the Roe v. Wade. I don't.
And on top of that, there used to be a time where men were honorable enough to marry the women that they got pregnant. But now they don't even have a community to answer to, a father to answer to if the woman gets pregnant. So men are just running rampant.
Well, that wasn't really a good idea either, because you had a lot of couples married back in the day that was only married because the women got pregnant. And, we kind of see how that turned out. Once women got the right to get divorced, it was a wrap. Women came filing for divorce like a mug. So
I know a lot of older couples that got married. Well, they got married faster because the woman got pregnant.
But it don't mean that the marriage was sustainable. It don't mean it was a healthy marriage either. You got marriage and you got healthy marriage.
But in general, I understand that. I'm saying, okay, I understand that.
I'm just being 100. So you saying two people in a marriage solely because the woman got pregnant? Now, let's forecast this out a little bit.
I think most of the time, the women that gotten pregnant in the past, they were in a boyfriend and girlfriend. They were already together. They had a...
But that's not what I'm saying. I'm speaking to what you said directly, and you said there was a time when men would get a woman pregnant. They used to call them shotgun marriages, when a girl would get pregnant and then
it wasn't a one night stand. They was together. Look, the reason why I'm saying
I'm saying, hold on, you talking about two different things. I'm speaking directly to what you said. Now, what you saying now is something different. You know what I mean? Now you saying relationships and things. I'm talking about the shotgun marriage, and I'm saying that wasn't always a good choice either. Meaning, the shotgun marriage, two people had sex, even, if they was in a short-term relationship, but they still wasn't vetting each other for marriage. They was just kicking it. You see what I'm saying? The girl got pregnant unexpectedly, and they had to get married. Nobody wants to get married under pressure. No man wants to feel forced to be married to a woman. A man wants to have this epiphany. A man wants to make this decision on his own, is what I'm saying. So a lot of those marriages didn't work out either. And a lot of those people were young.
I agree with you.
So you got to understand, it's a lot more technical.
I agree with you. I'm saying that the women had, I think, because they knew that they didn't have, birth control and all those things, they were more selective with the men that they were having sex with. They required more. They were in I think the majority of the women, they were in a committed relationship, exclusive relationship, but the man he just didn't propose. This is what I think. I think that was the majority.
But that's what you think.
I think that was the majority of the situation in the past, but now it's different. But I'm saying in the past, if women, I guarantee you, if women close their legs, if they were in a committed relationship and they closed their legs after 6 months, and they told the guy, hey, I want a ring, I think a majority of the men would propose.
Maybe not. But
it doesn't have to take a woman to get pregnant for the man to
yes.
propose.
What I'm saying is, you can't accurately speak about the past because we wasn't there. It was always a small percent of single motherhood, and you got to look at the divorce rates. When women was able to file for divorce, they started filing for divorce. Meaning, there was a reason for this. And there's different variables and different reasons of why this happened, but I wouldn't suggest a person get married if you truly don't love that person, because it's not going to end well. Meaning, if the girl get pregnant, I mean, I can't even finish my statement. You know what I mean?
No, I didn't say anything.
If the girl, what I'm saying, if the girl get pregnant and they get married, let's say they get a good 5-6 years after marriage. Okay, y'all save face, right? You know what I mean? It looked good that y'all was married, but at the end of the day, y'all really think this marriage gonna last the test of time? Is what I'm saying. And typically it doesn't, because y'all got married on false pretenses. You know what I mean? Y'all ain't getting married. The intent behind it wasn't good. Go ahead.
I was listening to an interview with a Arabian woman, and she mentioned that one of the reasons why those women get married so quick is because the men want to sleep with them, and they want to sleep with each other. The sexual tension is so high that they're like, you know what? I know I can't sleep with you before marriage, so let's get married. So that's a big factor on why they get married so quick, because their culture have set it up that way. Like,
but that's their culture.
I understand that, but that's like saying, okay,
that's their culture.
What is the difference between them? What is the difference between them getting married because they're sexually attracted to each other and they want to do it the right way, and a woman that? Because
you're a nigga. No disrespect, but it's time to just get downright raw. You talking about, you know what I mean? You said an Arabian woman, which I would assume is traditionally Muslim. It's a whole governance that promotes that. You know what I mean? It's a whole different set of rules that the men and women have to abide by that, you know, quite frankly, us as black people, we don't have to abide by that. We don't live under Sharia law. We don't live in a place where the men can really, you know, get gully on the women. We don't live in that kind of society, but some people do. So it's not just that cut and dry. There's a reasoning that these men rush to get married, because there's a whole community, a religion, a whole town, etc., that's putting pressure on them. But I'm saying we don't feel that kind of pressure. Like, you might feel it from your mom or dad, but we don't feel that whole community on our shoulder. Like, why you ain't marry that girl? That's them years came and went. So it's a false equivalency. Although I understand the example, but it's not that cut and dry. Again, you got to look at it with the door open and not through the peephole, and just see what you want to see. Look, man,
I understand you. I understand.
But this stuff go deep, and look, what I'm saying is, overall, the conversation, and we're going to wrap this up in a minute, the conversation should be more sexual discipline than anything. Right now, the conversation is, with a lot of women and feminists and all these different little communities, is, oh, women should have the rights over their own bodies. Now, I agree. But you bring in a conversation about life and when is a baby alive in a woman's womb, and you know, it gets very technical, and they got doctors that analyze this. Look, I don't really know all the science behind it. You know what I'm saying? Some people say 3 months, some people say 6 months. I don't know. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, none of this would be even a conversation if we get to the root of the issue. You know what I mean? And I assume that most people are rational, you know? So now, with rational people, we got to look at why things are happening. And things are happening because we're not making good decisions. We're being irresponsible. You see what I'm saying? And that could be fixed. It's like anything else we do in life. You know, you drive a car safely. If you fly a plane, you're safe. If you work construction, you put on safety gear, right?
Yeah.
So why, when it comes to sex, it's just like a no-go?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
What do you think is the percentage in the black community of black men and black women having a child together in a committed boyfriend and girlfriend relationship versus the a baby that is brought into the world without a boyfriend and girlfriend. It's just a guy that she randomly met, or they don't have a committed relationship. What do you think is the percentage of a couple that, not a couple, a boyfriend and girlfriend committed relationship, a baby is brought into that?
I have no idea. And
what do you think?
It's hard to tell.
I wouldn't even know.
I think in my personal life, I do believe that, thinking about it, I think 70% of babies being brought into this world is coming from a boyfriend and girlfriend committed relationship.
I mean,
and that's from my personal friends that I know, people that I know, family that I know. That's coming from a personal.
So like outside of marriage, like
It's just a boyfriend and girlfriend relationship. They were together for a while, and then the woman basically either moved in with him, or she just had a baby because they were together and they had a lot of sex with each other. So she had a baby.
but what I got?
would probably be high. Like I don't know. Like,
Oh, you got time to the mic.
Oh, I was just saying. I feel like that would kind of be high. I feel like I know a lot more of families, I guess you could say, or like friends that have kids that way versus like marriage and having kids. You know, just me, like knowing actual like the amount of situations like that. I don't know, but
I mean, I'm gonna say this because we gotta get out of here in a second. I'm gonna say this. It's hard to tell that number because then you gotta define relationship. Nowadays, because we would assume a relationship is a man and a woman, just in a committed relationship, just them two. You gotta be very specific these days on what a relationship is. You know what I mean? You got people rocking out how they rock out. Some people want to be polyamorous. Some people want the open relationship. Some people just want to do them. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna put a title on it, but you know what it is. What's understood ain't gotta be explained. So you gotta understand, it's hard for me to say a percentage because a lot of people think they in a relationship and they not. And this is true to form. A lot of people truly think that they are in a committed relationship, but they only there being used up for the time, and they gonna get thrown back in the streets like a piece of catfish. You know what I mean? So, you know, I can ask that question so many ways. How many women think they in relationships? How many women think that this man is committed to her? And then next thing you know, 3 months later, he's married to another woman. You know what I'm saying? Like this stuff be real spill, and we got to keep it real. So I don't even know what constitute a relationship for half you people half the time because y'all don't even want to be specific. It's like when I think of a relationship, this is my definition. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm a dinosaur, but man, woman, committed relationship. At least we say we're not going to cheat on each other, and we hope that this thing goes to the next level. We at least hope so, even if it don't. Mm-hmm. But
that's what
if you talk to half these niggas, a relationship to them is, yo, man, I'm doing me. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's my little biscuit. You know what I mean? Like, however these, just the lingo, right? Like, however these niggas speak, this is how they rocking and shit. So it's just like, I don't even know what half these niggas be talking about half the time because it's always some like clandestine, secretive shit. You know what I mean? Like, yo, man, like, I mean, how your girl? Man, that's my little ride or die bitch, man.
That's my little
a lot of women are getting pregnant as placeholders, and they don't know that they are. And the reason why I asked that question is because of what you said about. The reason why I asked the question is because of what you said about if they get pregnant, you know, that doesn't mean that it's going to be a successful marriage, and that's not. And I agree with you there. I'm just saying that from my life, I've seen that women are in a committed, like what you said, relationship, and they so happen to get pregnant because they're having a lot of sex.
Nah, I mean, I agree to a certain level, but it's hard for me to make a wise decision based off anecdotal evidence because I have to look at things from my perspective too. You know what I mean? I got a complete different set of friends than both of y'all. So my friends may operate differently. You see what I'm saying? So I got a different set of anecdotal evidence to be like, I see shit different. But I can agree to a certain degree is what I'm saying. Like, all right, nah, you know what I mean? That's facts. But again, these conversations need to be skinned. You know what I mean? Because it's like, yo, what is a relationship these days? And I'm being honest because I might do a whole podcast on that sometime this week. What is truly a relationship in 2022? Like, people truly can't define it because we done diluted this shit and made it into what we wanted to be at that time.
Yeah.
For everybody, it's 3 of us in this room, right? If somebody busts up in a room, be like, yo, define relationship, all 3 of us may give 3 complete separate answers. Some things may have a parallel, but for the most part, what you think, and I think could be 3 completely different things. And look, I'm not saying that is right or wrong, but I'm saying this is how people get caught up in the BS because we assuming, right? Mm-hmm. We assuming that everything is on the up and up when people talk these days. So when somebody say, yo, man, I'm in a relationship with my lady or whatever, you kind of got to get a little bit more specific. Like, okay, what kind of relationship?
Right.
No, real
and you're
talk.
right. And I do think it comes from men wanting to put relationships in different categories because they're afraid of marriage. I think men are the ones who says, nah, we're dating or we're boyfriend and girlfriend.
But
or
women do it too.
We're this and this and this and we're friends with benefits and we're this and that because
I mean,
there's exclusively dating and then there's dating and then there's exclusively dating and we're boyfriend and girlfriend. Like, it's just so many categories before marriage.
But the
that
man,
it confuses the woman.
I mean, nah, I agree. Look, the man sets the tone on how they rocking, unless the woman just outright tell them like, nah, we just having sex. And some women, they keep it real. Like, look, you can never be my man, but we can cut. You know what I mean? Some women keep it so gangster like that, and some women just as savage as men. So I'll never just put this 100% on the men, but the man do set the tone on if that's a real relationship or not. Like, that's up to him to say, look, we exclusive, or this is open, or we can see other people, or this temporary, whatever, however it goes. To me, that is the man's job because the man set the tone, period. You know what I mean? Just period. So we got to look at that shit. But y'all got to understand too, man, you know, these days with people, right? Because of the manipulative head games we play, and you know, everybody is so secretive, and this is why we're so suspicious of each other all the time as people.
It's the fear. Like, there's so much, I feel like, and even the reason why there's like, oh, we're just gonna see how it goes, or we're gonna do our own thing, is there's so much fear in like wanting to
right,
really like be committed with somebody and be vulnerable. Yeah,
there's a lot of death by deception going on. Mm-hmm. They stealing people's either vagina by deceiving, you know, people. Mm-hmm. Like, that's theft. You could go to jail for that if you did it. If that was a product, like, that's like going to a restaurant and you and the restaurant, they serve you, they do all these things, and then you dine and dash. That's theft by deception because you made it seem like you were gonna pay and you didn't, and you left. And that's a lot of women. That's what a lot of women are going through. So,
absolutely.
Like, here's what I'm gonna say, and we gonna go ahead and close it out. I can agree. I think that at the end of the day, you say dine and dash, and every restaurant there's protocols in place to make people pay. You understand? In some cities, especially like places like Atlanta, even at the Waffle House, they got armed police out there. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's for the violence, but if you go out there without paying, they'll chase you down. So, but that's the protocol that some restaurants got to take. You know, they got cameras around, cameras in the parking lot. I had some friends try to dine and dash, and they literally got on the cameras, pulled up the license plate, and contacted my military unit once they got the name, and they got in so much trouble because they dined and dashed.
Wow.
But that's a protocol, and it was probably a $40 dinner or something.
Right.
At the end of the day, though, it was Applebee's, for God's sakes. But at the end of the day, y'all got to understand, man, there's protocols in place. So, you know, that's up to the woman to have protocol in place for her body, when she's going to give it to a man, how she going to give it to a man. I'm not here to tell a woman when to give a man sex. But what I would say is be smart, use some discernment, and respect yourself. That's all you can do.
Right.
I'm not here to tell no woman how to rock. Rock how you rock. Rock how you rock. But when you come to see Boogie talking about, oh, I hate my baby daddy. Oh, my man ain't, or I can't stand him. I'm looking for a new boo. I'm going to look at you crazy because I'm like, you know what? You ain't had that kind of energy when you was rocking out. You ain't had that energy.
Hitting it from the back.
Yeah, you ain't
was all
had
with
that,
it.
You ain't had that energy when you was on top of him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Dougie style. You ain't had that kind of energy. So my thing is don't come to me crying when it's all said and done, because I'm going to look at you crazy. Like, nah, you was rocking out. You was rocking out. And now you got to raise that baby on your own. You got to do this. I know it's hard for a single mother, 2 pot kids, but don't nobody else care.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's just it's a crazy world. So look, man, y'all women do what y'all want, man, but don't come crying when shit hit the fan. It's really it's up to y'all to have protocol in place. And look,
really
same thing for the men. It's up to us. Cause I don't even do child support conversations with niggas. Don't call me, oh, my baby mom put me on child support. I'm like, nigga, that's your dick.
Right.
Why you calling me with a conversation about your penis?
I ain't enjoy it.
You know what I mean? Like, for real. Like, unless you want me to sleep with your baby mom or whatever, like, I don't care. Like, that's your penis. You got yourself into that trouble. Now, grow up, be a man, and deal with it. All my friends know, look, I'll be a good friend, but I'm not about to entertain no low-level conversation about you being taken downtown, not a little bit of money. I'm like, dog, that's your dick. Pause. You got the girl pregnant. Why you calling me, nigga?
Listen, Boogie over here, he's fed up. Leave him alone with
tired
that
of these
BS.
niggas. I'm
Leave him
tired of
alone.
these broads. At the end of the day, it get old, man, because all I hear is the same thing over and over and over. I watch people go up, come down, go up, come down. Good decision, bad decision. And it's like, yo, man, y'all don't want to keep it real, man. So anyway, look, man, we signing off, man.
I do want to say a quick story. My brother told me.
Really quick.
So my brother told me there was a situation in which he was out with his friends, and it was like 6 of them, and his friend didn't have any money. So his friend took a hair out of his beard and put it in the food and called the manager and said, hey, did I pay for food with hair in it?
I mean, these are kind of dudes y'all sleep with. Dudes
And,
with no etiquette.
and it's sad because that's what men are doing to these women. That type of character that women are overlooking because he's fine.
Right.
I can dig it, man. Look, shout out to everybody out there in the YouTube world. It's your boy C Boogie Productions, man, coming at y'all on a lovely, lovely Sunday night, man. We got special guest, man. You did a really good job. Like, you welcome to come.
Thank
anytime
you.
want,
You guys,
Cherry.
this is my first podcast ever. Cherry Kona, all the way down from Dallas. Aspiring rapper, up and coming. Check out my music. Follow me on Instagram, Cherry Kona Official. I'm on Apple Music, Spotify, wherever you need to find me, you can find me, you know. But thank you. I really appreciate y'all having me. It's been
No
real.
doubt.
Thank you. I love this topic. I love this show.
Now we got the
love it.
co-host I love to do the most, man. We got Rose in the building.
What's up, guys?
And yo, man, we out, man. We'll be right back. Same time on Tuesday. I got it.
Okay.
Same time on Tuesday, man. So, hey, man, y'all peace out.
Oh, yeah. And order the book on Amazon, Mirror Talk.
Get that.
Definitely do that.
As a matter of fact, you could buy the book